Hello, everybody. Today, Jada and I will be presenting our Pecha Kucha on Jesus Hopped the A Train by Stephen Adly Gurgis. And just a little presentation trigger warning, we will be talking about violence and death. Imagine momentarily throwing your morals away and shooting someone to save your close friend. Sounds crazy, right? Well, this is exactly what the protagonist of our play, aka Angel Cruz, does to a cult leader before the story begins, leading him on a stressful journey about good intentions gone astray. Though the play takes place in multiple settings, such as the Manhattan Correctional Center, it primarily occurs at the infamous Rikers Island prison in New York in the early 2000s, and the plot itself occurs over the period of a few months. The use of dark interrogation rooms and grimy cells assists in establishing the unfortunate circumstances of the characters.
The main character in this play is Angel Cruz. He is a young Puerto Rican man who has been accused of murder after shooting a religious charlatan who later dies of medical malpractice. He is not religious, however, during his time in prison, he starts to become familiar with the idea of God.
Lucius Jenkins is another primary character, one that keeps the audience unnerved. He's a serial killer, but has convinced himself that he's a new man after devoting himself to God. He uses his compellingness to charm one of the guards, and tries to use Angel as a disciple of sorts, all the way up to his execution. When Lucius is on stage, the audience never knows what he might say next.
The other characters in this play consist of Angel's lawyer, Mary Jane, and the prison guard, Valdez. Mary Jane is kind of a narrator looking back on her experience with Angel. As of Valdez, he is seen to be a rude prison guard who torments Angel and Lucius constantly throughout the play.
Act 1 opens with Angel praying in his cell at the correctional center, later meeting his lawyer, Mary Jane, and transferring to Rikers after being targeted by other prisoners. There, he talks to another prisoner, the religious Lucius, and continues to fight for his innocence alongside Mary Jane while contemplating his purpose in enduring the abuse of Officer Valdez.
Act 2 has as many monologues as the first. In this act, we start with a discussion between Valdez, Lucius, and Angel, which turns into a heated argument between Lucius and Angel. We then transition into a conversation between Mary Jane and Angel, where they discuss their final plan for court. The play ends at the end of Act 2. Here, Angel is quote unquote praying to God as he gets transferred back to his cell after getting sentenced. It is revealed that he will not be able for parole until the year 2026. The final words are Angel pleading for God's forgiveness. He says, "God, I am a man." Stephen Adly Gurgis is an American playwright raised in New York City. Stephen uses his knowledge of theater to create productions that center real-life issues. He has won Pulitzer Prize, and it's for his play Between Riverside and Crazy, which also discusses themes related to incarceration as well as Jesus Hopped the A Train. Even though Stephen Adly is a renowned playwright, he is also known for being an actor and a writer. One show in particular that he's famous for is called The Get Down. The Get Down is a show that stars Jaden Smith and talks about the fall of disco in the 70s. I believe that this show really fits his realm of writing. Considering his way of writing, Stephen Adly utilizes the theme of realism to portray Jesus Hop the A Train. This play discusses real life circumstances when it comes to treatment in prison, the justice system, and coming to terms with your wrongdoings. In this play, Angel experiences all of these circumstances.
The play is written in an interesting fashion. There is no narrator, no flashback sequence, and no unnatural flow of time. Everything occurs chronologically and in a believable fashion, tying into the realistic approach of Gurgis. Readers are able to view the world of the play as their own and feel the weight of the plot more personally. Critics labeled this play as a captivating yet emotionally raw story where questions are raised without giving too many answers. The realism used by Gurgis allows the audience to fully immerse themselves into Angel's reality. There is no good guy or bad guy, it is simply characters with unfortunate backgrounds living in their gloomy environment.
Jesus Hop the A Train has been performed all over the world. It first premiered off Broadway at the East 13th Street Theatre in November of the year 2000. After that, it was performed in Edinburgh, Scotland at the Fringe Festival. then came back to the States, reopening at the Irene Diamond Stage in 2017.
The first ideograph we found was from Mainline Theatre in Montreal, depicting an inmate in cuffs while holding a rosary. Though unclear which character this displays, we enjoyed the simplicity and realistic approach of the image, for it gives viewers a very broad idea of the themes presented in the show itself. Additionally, since being Catholic is mentioned many times, the focus of the cross is a nice touch. The second ideograph we chose has a grayscale scheme and very basic yet effective design elements. The chosen image clearly communicates the themes of the play. The darker hands in prayer while being cuffed up represent both Angel and Lucius in their physical, mental, and spiritual struggles, and remind the viewer of the symbols used in train signs. This last image is by Soulpepper Theatre Company, showing who we assume is Angel desperately reaching for the scales of justice. Not much is given about the plot with this advertisement, and we labeled it as our least favorite since Angel seems to be a struggling lawyer rather than a prisoner. Plus, the overall design is a bit too vague for viewer interpretation.
For our favorite, we picked this poster. I personally believe that this is the best one because it has the rosary and the prison jumpsuit. This poster doesn't really reveal much about the play other than prison and the connection to religion, unlike the previous poster. While entering the realm of the play, those aspects are really important to know.
This play made it difficult to follow some of the longer monologues, and the ending of the show felt both unsatisfying and too open-ended. It was like I gained nothing from reading it. Additionally, I couldn't find myself wanting to root for any of the characters because I disliked all of them. I don't think this play is bad, but for me personally, I would not read it again.
While reading the play, I was a little annoyed. Angel would be stubborn at times, and I couldn't wait until he got prosecuted. I think if I watched the play, I would have liked it better, but reading it was very much of a challenge.